Welcome to Deep Thought. This crisis is making people face reality. And I've been saying a lot lately about the mask and illusions, and I say I'm gonna go through this flow because one of the biggest things I'm seeing now, I've said publicly on my other channel, maybe this channel, about I'm seeing some relationships being strengthened. Right? Male female relationships being strengthened. I'm seeing a lot of couples, they walking together, they seeming closer. That's not all couples though, right? That's not all couples. There's plenty of couples, they spending more time with their spouse, and trust me, divorce courts are going to be filled this time next year. Some attorneys probably already being contacted about divorce because they facing the reality that this person they thought was a good mate and an ideal mate really isn't. And the reason that is, honestly, is because a lot of times when people get married, they get so busy working outside the house, only spending a little time together, right? Almost like they dating. They almost got separate lives. All of a sudden they seeing, oh, this ain't the person. That's reality. And the relationship part, that's just one thing. That's just one thing. A lot of people might think they have their lives together, everything's good, it's standing good because they had their job and everything. But what happens? They furloughed. What happens? They furloughed. Or if they had a business, right? And they think, oh, everything is going great and all of this, and then all of a sudden they're not able to work. Or their business is shut down, closed, and they ain't making that money from it. That's the reality, because what happens is, before all of this came about, people could have an illusion. People can have an illusion of how their life is going. Like, here's a good illusion. A lot of people do this. A lot of people live on their credit cards, and they live above their means on their credit card, right? They'll spend money, they'll get stuff with the credit card and then just pay the bill, maybe even a minimum. That's a very great and common illusion. A lot of people don't talk about that, right? Or, and I've even heard some financial advisors say, get a low interest credit card to pay off the bigger card, and then to pay the bigger card and then have something else to pay that. But that's an illusion, because here's where that illusion falls apart. You don't have money coming in at all now. And some credit cards, they willing to work with you, but they always going to want their money at the end. They ain't going to forgive you shit. All right? So they facing reality. And that's the thing about this crisis. It's facing the reality. Even when you talk about the economy in general, the economy ain't just falling. It's been falling. In fact, there are strong arguments that it hasn't changed. It hasn't really recovered to pre-2007 levels. But it's been falling. It was already, some industries already in recession. Some industries were already in a recession. All this did is make people face the reality. People like the unemployment claims. There was always said that, it was like 3.3 unemployment and stuff, and people think, oh, everybody working. No, they weren't. That unemployment claims only counted the people who filed for unemployment. That's all they could count, who try and get unemployment checks. But you only get that for so long. And once that goes and stuff, these people ain't counted. So that was an illusion. Oh, everything was great. But now you can't have that illusion now. You can't. It's right in front of people. And it's making people face that. So you facing that in all parts. You facing that in your relationships. You finding out who's good for you. And you know what, though? It's not always bad. Because, okay, let's get back to the relationship part. I'm thinking a lot of couples are coming together because they facing a reality that this person they with is a good person. Or they reconciling. Or you have a lot of men and women reaching out to like exes and stuff. And he would probably realize, you know what, that ex wasn't that bad. You know, that ex wasn't that bad. And I'm going to tell you what, I welcome that. And not just for the relationship part or the business part, just for life. People can't lie. People cannot lie. Now, I mean, yeah, people going to still try. That's going to happen. But now people can't lie, at least to themselves. They got to face the reality. You know, the credit card situation I mentioned as an example. They living above their means and stuff. Now they don't have time to pay it. Now it's like you're going to have to pay the piper. And see, with this furloughs, all these people out, there's no guarantee you're going to get that job back that you had. There's no guarantee. Indeed, a lot of people, they not even going back to that job anyway. Because you still got businesses hiring, you know. You still got plenty of businesses hiring. Ironically, the grocery stores are hiring, and, you know, some of these bigger stores, Target, Walmart, they're still hiring. Right, so you might for whatever reason you might not get back. It's a lot of upheaval, but in dealing with this upheaval, is forcing people to see reality. What's really happening? What's really going on? And a lot of things. I ain't gonna get into the political side. That's a whole other conversation. But you seen the reality of leadership. Who's really a leader and stuff. Because, see, that's one thing. Any crises, and it don't have to be this. It could be a hurricane. It could be an earthquake. It could be something, a huge fire, something. Whenever that social structure, and it's a combination, honestly, of reality anyway and illusion. Whenever that is upset in any way, then you see the real thing. It's like in your personal life. You don't know who your real friends are until you're in trouble. Let me say that again. You don't know who your friends are. You might think that everybody cool with you. Oh, yeah, they like it. But then you get in trouble. You get in an accident. You might be like on the verge of death. And then you find out, like, these people you thought were cool with you, they don't care about you. They don't care. You know, you could be in a relationship with somebody and you thinking, oh, I could marry this person. They so great. But then some serious stuff happened and they kick you to the curb. It's happening all the way around. And you know what? That's the best thing. Because people might not see it now, but as we build from this time forward, we can create some more real things. We realize, hey, this is what we're about. This is what we can do. You know? And it's like, you know what? We got to let this petty stuff go. Like, okay, I mentioned about people reaching out to like ex-mates and stuff. Now, some of it is some people might want to survive, but I think a lot of people saying, you know what? That wasn't a bad person. Because you start thinking about stuff. You start thinking, oh. But then at the other hand, like I started out with, people finding the person they with ain't good for them. It's getting on their nerves. And it's happening a lot. But it's a reality. You know, the truth will always be. The truth will always be, and this is very important. And I've talked about this before. You got to face truth no matter what. And yeah, it can be painful, trust me. Because that fantasy, that illusion, it can help get us through some stuff, you know, and we just stick with it. We ignore what's right in front of us. We ignore that this person might play us. We ignore that we're living beyond our means. You know, we ignore that maybe we shouldn't be at this particular job or in this particular situation because the illusion is good. And we'll lie to ourselves. But this thing is, shoot, you can't lie to yourself about a job you don't have. Or, you know, you get some lousy stuff. You can't lie that this relationship was good or that even your lifestyle was good. It's like, oh, wait, you got to face reality. But it's a beautiful thing because then you can build from it. You can build from it. So I want people to really take that in consideration. You know? Yeah, it's a bad thing, but, you know, everything got a silver lining. And this crisis is making people wake up. So anyway, that's all I have for today. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.